iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're making RaceSpot TV part of your day. Thank you so very much. Live on iRacing Live, RaceSpot TV, and of course DirtVision.com. It is Eldora Speedway with the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series here today. It's under the daytime sun here, as it is myself, Cam Walsh. It's Randy Chenoweth. Randy, it's not under the lights. Instead, we've got that giant orange globe in the sky, giving us the light today. And you know what? The weather is pretty all right, but the track, this is the important thing, has got some pretty high usage. Let's see if we can get a good run here rolling at the Big E.
Well, I don't see a 76 logo anywhere above the track, but you are right, Cam. The sun is out here today, not running under the lights, and, you know, qualifying currently underway. Alex Bergeron currently quick with a 13.577, and he's about 100ths up on his teammate Austin Selman right now. Qualifying looking relatively competitive, but down towards the bottom. Seeing some people who've typically struggled lately in qualifying, Cam. Steven Ronaldo, I think most notably, almost 3/10 off pole.
Now, I was about to say 3/10 is the split between first and all the way down to 12th. I believe Lewis Hewitt is running the high side right now. Yes, he is. He's coming off of corner number 4, so he should put in a lap time. That is good enough for 5th. He's only put in 1 lap, so we'll see if he can do one faster. And meanwhile, take a look at this Eldora Speedway. Of course, half-mile, 4-corner, probably one of the most famous dirt tracks you will encounter in the world as he goes around again. Does not go faster, so our grid has locked themselves away. And just like that, we have our 13-car starting grid here at Eldora for round number 6 of the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series. Before we get underway, we of course have to look at exactly where everybody lies on the grid. But first, right before we go do that, let's just talk about the track real quick, Randy. It's Eldora. We've been here many a time before. With this track usage, this is probably, the second time we've been here? The first time I think we had a caution fest. The second time, I hope we can get this thing underway green.
Yeah, hopefully we can get some clean racing in this one. We're still waiting on Bob King to put in his time. He's actually already done a first lap, and his second lap isn't going to count because he's using it as an out lap. So I think once he crosses the stripe, we should be seeing the session advance here in just a moment, and across the stripe he goes. So it shouldn't be any time now unless there's anyone else in a similar situation. But you're right. I think, you know, the first race we had here wasn't very good at all, as Bob King is just saying, you know what, I don't like my safety rating. I'm just going to spin out on the backstretch. Yeah, I don't need that SR.
Victory donuts.
But yeah, I think we have everyone pretty much in. Hopefully we can get a good long green flag run in. Relatively high, it's moderately high usage here today is what we're going to be starting out on. So that top line is going to be ideal, I believe. But I think that's going to slicken up. The bottom could be an option, though, as well.
Yeah, they already ran 5 minutes on it on practice. Obviously, they're qualifying laps. 25 laps on the docket here today, as qualifying session will confirm. So, therefore, we can start taking a look here at the starting grid from Eldora Speedway. Round number 6 of the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series. It is going to be the number 3 machine of Alex Bergeron, starting from the first position. 13.577 is going to be good enough to put him first behind the official iRacing pace truck. Austin Selman will be starting his outside. Ricky Sanders will be starting in the 3rd position. Howard Weaver starting outside row number 2. Lewis Hewitt, he'll be starting in 5th position. Dylan Sebelman, he'll be starting in 6th. Christopher Bell will be starting from 7th position. Kevin Holly will start in 8th. Cameron Hulla, he'll start in the 9th position. Bradley Cash will start at 10th. Bob King, 11th. Stephen Renaud, the 12th position. And Dylan Wagner will start 13th. And Randy, Stephen is going to have to find that inside line. He's going to have to find the groove. He's going to have to find some speed. He has got a long day ahead of him if this thing goes green.
Yeah, not just him. Everyone that's starting down near the back. Cam Holla, Brad Cash, Bob King, Steve, as he said, Dylan Wagner. Those guys, they're going to need to pull something out of their bag of tricks to work their way up this field. I think one of the other drivers we need to watch here, though, Cam, is Christopher Bell in that number 7 machine. Of course, World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series driver. And he's someone who in qualifying in recent seasons, he's really struggled for that one-lap ultimate pace. But once it actually comes down to race trim, once it comes down to going quick after the green flag flies, Christopher Bell has shown he can get himself to the front of the field over the course of this, previous 5 weeks that we've run thus far.
Yeah, and of course, Camping World Truck Series driver number 7 of Christopher Bell. As just kind of looking at it, interestingly enough, we have got only 3 Australians here today. We're missing Tim Ryan, of course. This is going to mean that that's going to crack open the front as the pace car is starting to pull away. Alex Bergeron is going to lead them into the arena. That is the Big E here at Rossburg, Ohio. Cars are going to pull themselves out and about. And Randy, it is in fact 2 pacing laps, and that's the important thing. But either way, just before we get this underway, here's the thing for Alex Bergeron. Do you try to immediately jump to the outside line and go high, or do you really try to work that side low? It's kind of a big risk because I have a feeling that one line's going to be fast, one line's going to be slow, and you're not going to know until we're under green.
I think you're just going to have to... I think the ideal thing for Alex Bergeron is to get on the gas pedal a little bit early and open up some options for himself over Austin Sellman. Get himself a bit of a gap. He doesn't need to have a huge margin. He just needs to be clear of that number 1 of Austin Sellman. He'll be starting on his outside so that he can choose to go to the top side if he so desires. There looks to be some good dirt down on the bottom. I think either groove could be an option for everyone here once we go green.
And the pace truck will be looking to pull away fairly soon. As Alex Bergeron, well, he's hovering right now in the middle of the groove. He'll immediately go away as soon as the pace truck goes away. Alex Bergeron, he has got the pole shot all the way down to the inside. Is going to be Ricky Sanders as we are green here at the Big E Eldora Speedway.
A little bit of tapping wheels already between Howard Weaver and Ricky Sanders. Sanders trying to defend that 3rd spot. He slid up the racetrack from the exit of 2 and tapped that 10 to 10. He tries to fight back on the bottom of 1 and 2 for the 2nd circuit around the racetrack. He's just about going to get clear in front of Sanders. And then 3 and 4, they come for the 2nd time. Weaver on the bottom. And as we sort of predicted on those pace laps, Cam, we see about half the field to the bottom, half the field to the top. Both sides look racy right now.
Leaders are running the high line. Alex Bergeron versus Austin Sellman, but not this time by. Austin Sellman dives to the inside. There's your first slider of the day, and here comes Alex Bergeron charging on the inside. That number 3 machine going right as close to that garage wall as you can. And here comes Austin Sellman on the back, and here we go. As Austin Sellman, he's going to cover that inside line twice now, come up top. Alex Bergeron sliding once again. Meanwhile, the battle between Howard Weaver and Ricky Day Sanders has come into a little bit of a stall here as Hewitt can't just find any speed. Meanwhile, leaders are constantly changing every single corner.
Bob King just had a big hiccup through 1 and 2, went all the way to the top of the racetrack, lost a bunch of momentum. He's going to drop a couple spots, but he gets a big run on the top side, might pick up a couple spots here over Cameron Holla as well as Bradley Cash, but no, he's going to clip the wall in 1 and 2. That's going to hurt his run. Christopher Bell, as he sits, currently 1 position up from where he started, trying to reel in Dylan Sellman, who sits about 3/10 or so out in front of him. Leaders still fighting. It has become a 3-car scrap for the race lead as Sellman and Bergeron continue to swap positions lap on lap, and here comes
Sanders.
Ricky Sanders. Big move to the inside in 3 and 4. He's going to have the 2nd spot at the line. No, he won't. Bergeron and Sanders identically gapped from Austin Sellman, who leads, but a 3-car scrap now for the race lead.
And the massive crossover begins. Ricky Sanders looks to the lead, but he is not going to have the exit. Austin Sellman will take it. And Sellman, he actually almost had an incident there. Sanders in the wall. Sanders is in the wall and upside down. That is going to bring our 9-lap run to a halt. As the caution flag is out, Sanders is going to be definitely not happy about that one as he was running fairly strong. I'm not sure what exactly happened with his car. I think he might have just done that on his own.
Yeah, that's really what happened. He just went into the top side by side as Austin Sellman. And really, I mean, the way this track was worn in as we started this race, the top side was always going to be the line that went away a little bit first. I think he just missed his mark, didn't quite get that car turned in, and he simply didn't get the rotation I think he expected. Car basically just drove straight up into the wall and just, a solo incident there for that number 2 machine. But it's good to see that we're having this hard racing that we're having tonight. We haven't seen this sort of hard racing end very well in races past this season, and really it's been pretty clean amongst the fighting. There's been a couple little taps from people before, but the only time we go yellow comes from a solo incident. Good to see.
Yeah, certainly not like it has been in the previous weeks, but now this is what's going to happen We're going to rack everybody up, stack them all up 2 by 2, and we're going to see perhaps if we can avoid what we're all thinking in that cautions do breed cautions and all that other fun malarkey that we always like to talk about. Meanwhile, talking about the pack, of course, it was a little bit difficult while we were dealing with that lead battle as the cars are going to start lining up behind that pace truck. You had Steven Renaud, he went from 12th, well, he's in 6th position now. Bradley Cash, he went from 10th to 8th. So, meanwhile, you got to keep an eye out where is Steven Renaud and Bradley Cash, if we get another caution, going to come out either way. iRacing safety pace truck will be pulling to the safety of the inside of the Eldora Speedway and leaving it to the 410 Wing Sprint Cars, the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series, to take the green one more time. It's going to be Austin Semmelman. He's got his nose way down the inside, and he will go at first opportunity, and he will take the high line away from Alex Bergeron.
10 Machine Weaver is fighting side by side with Bergeron on the bottom. He's one of the few drivers going to that bottom here of these opening laps, and he slides hard Weaver. Austin Semmelman, he gets the second spot. He had the lead from Semmelman for a moment, but now Bergeron, he fights back on Weaver. However, Bergeron doesn't get clear. He rides to the sixth of Weaver. Now comfortably in that second spot. He wants to throw another move for the race lead, and Christopher Bell, he wants to move himself up into the top 4, currently 5th. Now fighting side by side with Dylan Semmelman through 1 and 2. Semmelman on the bottom, and we got Chris Bell on that top side. Is slowly going away. We got the 5 Machine Renaud after that big advancement you talked about, Cam, up 6 spots from where he started. He ends up with a bit of a half spin, and now goes all the way to the rear of the field.
Yeah, almost brought out that caution. Now, Austin Semmelman, though, he has had to disengage from that throttle 2-3 times. That outside line is falling away. We got a caution out of the racing circuit as it is Kevin Holly finding himself upside down. Not sure if he had help. Nope, that was all on his own, going across the start-finish line.
Yeah, we actually had a couple different incidents, and we had a similar incident here in 1 and 2 with Kevin Holly. He's simply going into 1 and 2, made the same mistake that we saw earlier on from Ricky Sanders, drove that car up into the wall. In addition, we have Bob King and Cam Holla. They came together as they came off the second corner. Holla got into the front right of Bob King, and then with nowhere to go, we had that driver, Dylan Wagner, who simply drove into the back of that number 9 machine, and that put Bob King just facing the wrong direction and missing a front wing here on the entry into corner number 3. So 2 incidents, same part of the racetrack, but both completely unrelated from one another.
Yeah, let's see if we can add on another 5 laps, because this has been absolutely sensational. Great racing up front so far. I think everyone's been trying to be as respectful as they possibly can be. Steven Renaud, he's not going to be a happy camper. He got a little bit tangled up with one of the other machines there, and that really threw him for a loop, as well as Ricky Sanders. So both of them were having a very good day as far as running through the field goes, but unfortunately just nothing in it. Austin Semmelman, this is going to be restart number 2. I'm pretty sure Alex Bergeron is going to count on him going high. And Randy, I don't think that high side really has the grip that it did to begin with. I think that inside line is completely wide open for business.
Yeah, the inside line, I think, is looking good. I think the thing with the top side is that that's where most of the cars have been running all night. The bottom's gotten used, but the top side has seen most of the traffic, and it's slowly going away. I think that bottom, I think we're going to see some big sliders in this last 6-lap run to the checker.
Well, hopefully those sliders will be done with respect to the crowd around him, as a very odd mumbled jump will come out from Austin Semmelman. Bergeron will push himself almost into the wall, and almost immediately we've got one car turned around and on his roof. As he's going to clear the car from the track, we're going to stay green, thankfully very much so, as Austin Semmelman is going to bring the field around with a big clip out lap number 20. We've got 4 laps to go.
5 to go here as they run off the second corner down the back straightaway. Bergeron lurking behind that number 1 machine of Austin Semmelman. You see everyone to the top side, 3 wide in the mid-pack through the Bradley Cash, Lewis Hewitt, as well as Howard Weaver. They make it work through 3 and 4 and onto the front straight, and then again just about 3 wide through corners number 1 and 2. They're fighting hard here. 1 car in the wall, but we're going to stay green as Bergeron trying to close in and make some sort of move on Semmelman for the win.
13.9 at the line for Austin Semmelman, 13.9 for Alex Bergeron at the line, as we've got 2 to go here, and here goes Bergeron to the inside line. He's going to throw a massive slider. Austin Semmelman counters immediately onto the inside line. We've got 2 to go here at Eldora Speedway, a fantastic race that we have seen so far. Bergeron, he's going to counter one more time onto the inside line, hopefully using that wing to the best that he can, but here comes Austin Semmelman. He's got it here at the line. We've got 1 more lap to go, and Austin Semmelman has got a massive leap, but here comes Alex Bergeron. Bergeron looking to possibly go to the inside. Both of them go to the inside line. Semmelman might have a good jump here, but Bergeron might have the shot. No, he's got nothing in it. Austin Semmelman is going going to cross the start-finish line. Randy, a fantastic finish here at Eldora Speedway.
That was brilliantly driven there by Austin Sellman. Fantastic car positioning. He ran around the top very, very well, and he did fantastic jobs coming off of 2 and 4 at times to get a good head of steam to get back ahead and turned underneath that 3 of Alex Bergeron to get a big run down the straights and overtake him as he almost flips it trying to do his donuts. And then on that final lap into corner number 3, cutting off that inside line from Bergeron, knowing that he was going to commit to there. Bergeron forced to lift out of it, and really just fantastic car placement by that number 1 machine. Very, very smart driving.
Yeah, and Howard Weaver, he fell back in that last lap scrap there. And Christopher Bell finding himself finishing in 3rd. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the official results here for the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series live from Eldora on RaceBot TV, iRacing Live, and of course DirtVision.com. That is a bear witness here to a fantastic race here at Eldora. 7 minutes, 57 seconds is all it took with 2 cautions, as we've got the number 1 car will finish in position number 1. Austin Semmelman will take it. Alex Bergeron will finish in the 2nd position. Christopher Bell, he'll have gone from 7th to 3rd. Dylan Semmelman from 6th to 4th. Howard Weaver, he'll finish in 5th position. Lewis Hewitt will finish in 6th. Bradley Cash, he'll finish in the 7th position. Stephen Ronaldo, what could have been, he came home in the 8th position. Dylan Wagner in 9th. Cameron Hola will finish in the 10th position. And then you've got your 3 retirements, Ricky Sanders, Bob King, and then Kevin Holly. Randy, I think that this was an absolutely fantastic race. I got to attribute it mostly to that track really wearing off, forced a lot of these drivers to get off the throttle, start using their hands.
This is probably the best Eldora race we've seen on these Monday night broadcasts, and that's just one of the products that we've been getting, like we've been saying this entire season. The fact that they changed the way that dirt wears just a little bit, made it a little bit more realistic, and it's really opened up the sort of racing we see. It's really just a virtue of the track getting slicker over the course of this one. The track started in a very good state. The bottom and the top were both usable. We saw great, fantastic racing on both sides of the racetrack all race long. Hopefully this becomes the new standard of Eldora, because before it really was just sort of either run the bottom or run the top from green to checker.
Yeah, and we have Austin Semmelman here will be joining us on RaceBot TV. Awesome. And Austin Semmelman, indeed, as well as Austin Semmelman joining us up here in the RaceBot TV booth. Congratulations, you had an absolutely fantastic little jaunt here at the Big E. Take me through it.
Oh, man, what a race. That's all I can say is, man, it was just slider after slider. I was just kind of sailing it on the top every time and expecting somebody to come flying across my nose, and it happened. So it was a great race. Alex racing me clean like always, and shout out to my brother for finishing 4th. That was pretty awesome. He was coming up through the pack.
Yeah, and I mean, the track, you had that inside line, but no particular line really seemed to be super dominant as you guys were crossing over each other, crossing up each other every which way, giving each other sliders for pretty much that entire first run of it there. Ricky Sanders, he found himself involved, but unfortunately he brought out the first caution in a solo car incident. But those restarts, they started getting pretty hectic there. Take me through trying to get that restart, trying to get the whole shot, heading up towards corner number 1.
It's tough, especially for me. I don't use a mirror or anything like that. And there's no, I mean, in sprint cars, there's no intervals. I had no idea where anybody was. So I was trying to get the best jump I could and get up to the cushion as fast as I could, and just hold on. Towards the end there, I couldn't get in the corner anymore. It felt like there was a rut or something getting into 1 and 3, and it kept like dumping the car, and I'd have to lift to avoid smashing the wall. So wasn't perfect at the end, but managed. It was just good enough, I guess.
Well, good enough indeed to take the victory here at Eldora. No problems there at all, I suppose. But either way, is there anybody you would like to give a shout out to or thanks before we let you go?
Just thanks to VLR, of course. I actually running out of here as soon as I'm done to race our modified race. We had like 60 cars last week, so I got to get over there and see if I can do something with that. But thanks to VLR and National Breast Cancer Foundation for being on the car for October. And then just a shout out to Alex for running 2nd and racing me clean, and Howard also. Those are my guys. We were up there and just sliding each other. It was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for doing this.
Well, congratulations and thanks so much for hopping in with us. Take care and wish you the best in the mods, I suppose.
Thanks, Cam. I appreciate it.
All right, and we have now Alex Bergeron and Randy. Well, we don't normally have two people at interview, so why don't you take the interview for Mr. Alex Bergeron?
Yeah, I'll talk to Mr. Alex Bergeron. Started on the pole, comes away in second this evening. Alex, you've been really, really strong this year in qualifying trim, constantly qualifying up amongst the top handful of drivers. How was it out there today? I mean, fighting the way it was. You and Austin fighting super hard. Then you had the likes of Ricky, who was, he put his hat into the ring for the first half of the race. How have you gotten so strong in qualifying, and how was it out front out there today? Looked like the most fun Eldora race we've had of these Monday night ones.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it was an awesome race. Race with my teammate Austin, just super clean, and I mean, it never been like I never had so much fun in the Monday night race. I mean, it's slider after slider, and I mean, I was so fun, and I mean, qualifying, I was very confident. I ran the top, and I was up top, and we made a pole, but Austin was there, was very close to me, so. Pretty good competition here tonight. Got like the likes of Christopher Bell and all these guys, and it's pretty awesome to be up there. And I mean, the bottom was working and the top as well. Just at the end, I mean, I tried the bottom on the last lap, trying to see it could works, but it didn't work. But I mean, I'm happy with the second place because I mean, I never had so much fun.
You mentioned that number 7 machine of Christopher Bell, of course, one of the real World of Outlaws drivers that occasionally joins in this championship. And one of the things me and Cam sort of talked about is the fact that Chris tends to be someone who qualifies around mid-pack these days, and then he has to run his way up through the field. What do you think it is some of these guys are missing? Because we saw that from Chris Bell. We also saw it from Steven Renaud. Steven qualified 12th, and by about mid-race was up to about 6th, and unfortunately a slight little contact with another driver dropped him way back down the order, and he has to race his way back up to that 8th spot. What is it in some of these cars that some of the people are missing in qualifying? Because they're showing the speed in the race. What is it in the setup that people might be missing?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, seriously, I think it all depends on what you're running. But like, it's either maybe the fuel or the weighing adjustment or some stuff like that, but or just maybe just sanding it more. But I mean, I'd rather trying to get a R charger in a kind of race like that, and like it's so much fun. Like also in the back, trying to or go around cars because we don't go a lot into lap cars traffic because the races are so quick and there's not a lot of cars. There was only 15 cars I think tonight. Like it's usually 15 cars, and in real life we got like 25 cars, 20 cars. So like in like VLR series like from last night, just 20 cars in the field. We can lap the field a bit, and it's more fun. But I don't know what to say, but what I can say, it was a good race, and I mean, it's like I said, it's always fun to race with Christopher Bell.
Now here next week, Alex, we're going out to USA, and USA earlier this season, that was on week 2, having it of course here on week 7. That was really, one of the best races we had ever seen. That was really the first prime example we had of the new surface model was actually working. Do you think we're going to see more of the same? Do you think, that product of racing and, similar to what we've seen today is heavily reliant on the starting track state? What do you think we might be seeing out there at USA here next week?
Oh, maybe we're gonna get a tacky track because the last one was very slick, but I'm very looking forward to get a very slick track like we saw in earlier this season. Because I mean, it's always a thrill to go on the track very slick, and I mean the competition is very close, and I mean I don't know what to say. Just I think it's gonna be very good, and I'm very looking forward to the next race at USA, and I think it's gonna be great. So I cannot say if I'm gonna get a good result or no, because it's racing. We don't know, but I'm very looking forward.
Well, thanks for joining us, Alex. Congratulations on another top 2 finish in this championship. Any shout-outs? Who would you like to thank?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like thanks VLR, and also for putting the leagues and stuff. Just go check teamvlr.com. Plenty of racing categories, sprint cars, late model, UMP modifies, and we got pretty big fields. UMP modified like tonight, 60 cars in the field, like just signing up. So it's always big competition and big fields, so it's always fun to race. And also all my sponsors and for my teammate tonight to get the first position. So, and you guys for broadcasting as well. So, catch you guys next week.
Cam, back over to you. That was points leader currently, Alex Bergeron.
Yeah, see you next week indeed at USA. So thank you very much for hopping in to the RaceSpot TV booth. And Hugo, I believe that is going to be it for today from Eldora Speedway, Rossburg, Ohio. Of course, home to the Eldora Speedway, one of the best races that we have had this season. Absolutely sensational crossovers and racing. Congratulations to Austin Semmelman, who came away with it, and Alex Bergeron, who finished in the second position. So from everybody here at RaceSpot TV and everyone that makes this production a reality, including but not limited to Mr. Hugo Louis, Ed Spen, myself, Cam Walsh, it's Ben Randy Chenworth. We will catch you all 1 week's time from USA Speedway. It's the fast one, it's the banked one, and it is always the fun one. We will see you there and hope that you all have a good week. Catch you next time from USA Speedway. From everyone here at Eldora, signing off. Have a good one. We'll see you next time, and so long for now.